Okay. Before explaining our position to the present situation and our appeal to the people, I just want to pinpoint some important historical matters related to the Palestine question. The book well explained, not only our book, many historical books have very detailed explanation on what happened from the 19th century, end of the 19th century till and 20th century beginning, what happened to create and impose an illegal Zionist state on the heart of the Palestinian Arab population and their ecosystem and their the land. We have to see some important historical political points. First thing is that when the one side in Europe and from Russia to the western end of the Europe and in Northern America, there was a consistent for centuries old oppression and extermination, genocide and pogroms all over the Europe on the Jews, the European Jews, by the regimes of the Europe immediately after the Roman Empire officially accepted Christian religion as a state religion, and in the historical reason of the crucifixion of the Christ, there are millions of Jews were exterminated and undergone for the genocide. And especially the end of the last decades of the 19th century, even in Russia also, post-revolutionary period and immediately after the revolutionary period also. It is in this context there was a general global level attitude for the oppressed Jews, not only from the general population but the progressive left and Marxist oriented people also, especially in Germany. At the same time, there was a serious attempt from the political Judaism, that is Zionism, from that political religious power. Same time, the imperialist powers led by the British and French, as well as the newly emerged as a superpower, US imperialist power, from the time of the First World War. It is in this context as from the two poles there was an attempt for making an Zionist state over the West Asian Arab people. This is not just a coincidence, it is a calculated, planned political move of the finance capital, the imperialism. So to shift their burden to the West Asia, as well as to open their imperialist military outpost in West Asia, especially after the development of the petrodollar development in that region. And the new changed colonial imperialist power lobby. From the First World War itself, against the war against Ottoman Empire, French UK combined started to negotiate on the political colonial power share in the West Asian region as well as the Indian subcontinent also. So this was the important political scenario from the beginning of the first decade in the 20th century, and from the especially it enhanced during the First World War, and it is accumulated and culminated in the Second World War. And the aftermath of Second World War, they decided to make officially decided to make through UN United Nations, the newly formed United Nations, immediately after the World War, they started to establish an illegal Zionist state, political Judaist state on the highly populated Palestinian Arab population. In this context, there was an opposing view also from the democratic left, especially from Mahatma Gandhi from India. He was strongly against this colonial Zionist combined action, as he is one of the important anti-colonial leader. Not only Mahatma Gandhi, from the African colonial, anti-colonial leaders also opposed that time. Then it was famous when he issued a letter in the High Region in 1937 against the appeal from Zionist leaders. So it was well known and well documented fact. So this was the general criteria. But at the same time, what was the viewpoint from the left? Even that it was in the time of the led by Comrade Stalin, they also, the international communist movement also could not make a strong political statement that time. They were in a confusing state or as a politically neutral state or this area. However, they were opposing a political Judaist Zionist state. They were upholding the Zionist, socialist Zionist, the so-called socialist Zionist perspective in a positive manner. They were not strongly opposing, they were not strongly projecting both. But there was no strong interference for this undemocratic, inhuman political move from the global powers that time. It was in this context, from the long time, left were we can say in some kind of erroneous position till even today, that is going even today. So there was a historical fact that a new state, illegal state was imposed on a place where people were coexisting for centuries, for millennium, in a place, highly populated place, and that illegal state was imposed from Europe and exterminating more than 7.5 million people, 7.5 lakh people, exterminating and 10 times fold exoding the indigenous people living for centuries in that place. And that Zionist state was created, imposed in 1948 in Palestine. This was the historical fact. From then onward, the aggression from the Zionist state by the backing of economic, political and military backing of imperialist the supreme leader of the imperialist pole, United States of America, from 1948 onward till today, it was aggressive. And in 1967 July, there is a 6 days war. That time, another almost 75% of the remaining land also occupied illegally, and then till then onward, there was additional occupied Palestine land was under the Zionist rule, even that is going on even today. And continuous massacres, continuous undemocratic and illegal international violation, even violating the countless UN regulation. The Zionist state was oppressing the Palestinian Arab people. Palestinian Arab means not the Muslim. It is Muslim, Palestine Christian, Palestine Jews, and Palestine non-religious Arab people. Arab is a nationality, Arab national. So this is the Arab national resistance what has been going on from the time of 18th century onward against Ottoman Empire, and then British imperialism, and then against Zionist occupation. So this was one part of Palestinian people's national liberation movement. It is a resistance of Palestinian Arab people against the occupation. It was centuries old resistance is going on. and the leadership can be from PLO, Fatah, and Marxist Lenin, and Hamas also. Historically, Hamas was propped up by the Islamic Brotherhood from Egypt, but later, after within two decades, they completely changed to take the political responsibility of the Arab people when the PLO, progressive-led PLO was tracked back under the pressure of Zionist US imperialist tactic. It is in this context Hamas became a resistant force of people's liberation of the Palestinian Arab. It is not only the Hamas, but the Hamas-led United Front who ruled Gaza administration by the elected voting of the people of the Palestine. In this front, there was 13 party. There is 13 party in which 4 Marxist-Leninist revolutionary parties also. The largest among them, PFLP, and EFLP also is a part of that movement. So resistance movement is the people's resistance movement led by Hamas. It doesn't mean they are reactionary or there are various political streams, but their target, their program on the liberated Palestine is democratic secular Palestine, accommodating, allowing coexistence, equal rights coexistence of all religion, all race, so far living in Palestine and the so-called Israel area. The entire nation should be coexisted without any barrier, without any discrimination. All races, all religion, all non-religious people also coexisted under the nationality of Palestine, Palestine Arab. This is even non-Arabs can also equally, with equal right, can exist in that liberated Palestine, and no Zionist state can be allowed. This is the general line of the Palestine Arab resistance movement, and even the program of the Hamas, which is updated in 2017. This is the scenario of the Palestine movement. 2023 October 7, what happened? In the continuation of the regular extermination and regular massacre, Gaza government warned repeatedly, and against this warning, the Zionist forces intensified their aggression, against which they started the rock missile attack to the first time to the population of Israel. This is the first time. So this was the retaliation of the Zionist state and imperialist force, and after more than a year, nearly 48,000 people officially was killed. In that, 80% of the women and children, infants and senior citizens, even in the hospital and school, were not exempted. It was completely bombed by the silent approval of the international powers, including UN just saying tons of statements, but without any power. Zionism is on rampant to kill, massacre the Arab population, even the civilian. For the last many decades, they were attacking civilian, not the militant. So this is the context of the present context of the Palestine situation. So in this situation, what we appeal? We appeal to uphold the Palestine People's Resistance Movement's right. We appeal to immediate stop of the war on people by the Zionist and imperialist forces. We appeal to the entire people of the world, oppressed masses, democratic forces and progressive forces, to interfere in this situation, to stop, to force the aggressive imperialist Zionist axis to stop the war on people, and we extend the solidarity of the Palestinian resistance forces, and their demand is that the complete withdrawal of the Palestine occupied land, and people to live freely, democratically with their sovereign right. And the liberated Palestine will be for a secular democratic state in which all the races and religion can coexist with equal right and dignity and freedom. This is the our general perspective, which we explain in detail in our book.